In this video, my good friend Pete Jarvis joins me to play a match in the Backgammon versus the Bot series. One of the best ways to learn backgammon is by playing against XG, and then you can see all of your errors and learn from them. This is a great exercise, and it works really well when you're doing it with someone else because you can vocalize things. And there's also a lot of things you can learn. A lot of tools that you can use in XG to learn, and I'll show you some of those in this video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on that. With the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description for where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my great pleasure to welcome back my good friend Pete Jarvis. Hello.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. As always, last time we talked about the North Jersey Backgammon Club. How is that going?
It's going very well. It's just gaining momentum. Now, when we first talked, I was at the very beginning, and there was just about nobody there. Now there's a pool of 8 or 9 people. Sometimes we get as many as 6 showing up, which I'm happy with that progress. It seems to be picking up all the time.
That's great. That's how it starts, and then it'll just like increase exponentially. You'll see. All right,
Great.
so we're gonna play game the backgammon versus the bot. Are you able to see the board now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So I have all sorts of players that play, some world class, some novice, and everything in between. So I like to have players at all levels because then you can learn, and there are going to be other players at all the different levels, and they're going to watch the video and they're going to say, okay, if this person can play, I can play too. So I'm trying to encourage as many people to play and of all levels. So we're playing on a beautiful Jeffrey Parker board. We were discussing this board. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. You'll be playing the brown checkers at the bottom, XG the white checkers at the top. And to keep it simple, we'll play a 1-point match, and then we'll analyze it. And then afterwards, if we have time, we can play a second 1-point match and go from there. The most important things are number one, to have fun, and number two, to learn. Are interested in your thought process, you're welcome to consult with me, and the final decision is up to the guest. Here we go.
Alex, if the the box is in the middle of the board,
That's
just
going to go
saying.
away. That's going to go away.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
here we
wasn't
go.
sure if I had to close it. Okay,
No, I got it. Okay, you see that now?
yes, I do.
Okay, so 6-5. So just let me know how you'd like to play it, and I'll move the checkers for you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Play 24 to 13.
Yep, very good. And remember, this is a 1-point match, so we don't have to worry about the double and cube. So the double three was played like that. Okay, so now you have a 5-4 to play. What's your thought process here?
Well, since I already came out with the 24 to 13, I probably would have thought about just continuing that momentum forward. But of course, you're on the 15, so that's not going to work. So
Right.
I would think about going to the 9 from 13 to have a builder in place. But then I'd be a little worried about that. So I also would probably consider the 24 to the 20 and the 13 to 8.
Like that.
I would be deciding between those two things.
Yeah. Okay.
I
That's
think I would
reasonable.
go with this.
Okay. Very good. 3-1 hits. Okay. So now 3-2.
I would think to come in on the 3 and then move 13, 11.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah, I think this one is nice because you can come out with sixes, and this one doesn't leave a direct shot. So good. Another 3-1. Okay. Now 6-5 can't come in. Double six. Okay, so now 5-2. The 2 is forced, and the 5.
Before. Uh, as you start to strengthen your position, I realize you only have three in the home board, but it's growing, and so I don't want to get hit again right now. So I think I want to get the one on go probably 11-6, but then I also don't like the idea of just increasing the stack on 6.
Right,
But then if I went 13-8, I'd just be increasing the stack on 8, so that's not much better.
right,
So I guess there's also the 23-18. But I wonder if that just leaves too many opportunities for you to hit me. I mean, if I go there, I'm going to get hit.
right.
So I think at the end of the day, I would go 11-6. Come in on the yes.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. I agree. Okay. Now another 6-5. And you will see the pip count at the upper right and lower right.
Yes, and so very helpful.
Down by 28 before, so you'll be down by 17 after.
So I certainly don't want to try and do any running by down by so much. So I would probably go 13-7, and then again I'd be torn between putting too large a stack on 8, or maybe moving 8-3 and trying to get a little position in there.
Yeah, I think both are
I think
reasonable.
I would probably do that.
Okay. 5-4 brings 2 down. Okay, so now 4-1.
So I would go 13-9, and I think, and then 6-5.
6-5. Okay.
If it-
6-1 makes the
Some
point.
builders, in case I get a chance to hit you, I have some enough builders to kind of tidy up the home board a little.
Right. Okay. And now a 2-1. Of course, you can't move from the back.
Excuse me?
Of course, you cannot move from the back.
Right.
Right.
Uh, I don't really see anything that seems particularly attractive, so I would go 6-5 with the 1, make the golden point,
Yeah.
and I guess 9-7,
9-7.
just
Okay.
to try it. If I do get to hit you.
You have a prime. Okay. Very good. Now 6-3 brings 2 in. Double 6. Okay, you can't move from the back.
Right. Uh, I think I'd bring the 2 down from the 13. And I think 7-1 twice.
Okay. Very good. Now 4-2. That hits. 6-5. Can't come in. 5-2 can't come in. 5-2 again. Okay, so now let's see what happens. This is going to be a tough one to win here, Pete.
Yeah,
Oh, there's the chance. There's the chance. Looking for 5.
there
No,
are.
no.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't get in. Maybe I'll get another
Maybe
chance.
another shot. No. Still no. Well, at least gammon losses don't matter. So I think that's Jin. I'll just play this one out. All right, now we'll analyze that first 1 point match. Outstanding play, 1.7. That's great. So let's go through the plays.
I'm sorry, 1.7.
Oh, it was here. It was here at the lower left. Here now it's actually 1.49 because Analyze that one. That's really good. Okay, so we'll go through the moves. The 6-5 was straightforward. And yeah, this was the right idea. You just try to get things going and bring one down.
Good.
And the 3-2 was right to stay out of range here. And then what else do we have? The 5-2. Yeah, you could have safetied this. So you see how these are different by 0.004, 4 millipoints.
So that's not a very big difference, right?
No, no. I think if it's 10 or less, it's not something to worry
Is
about.
that, yeah, 10 is sort of the kind of cutoff where 10 or less is almost either way.
Yeah, I mean that's really close. What I tell people is like, you look at your play, you look at your play in general, and see how many errors you're making, and then it has these settings where you can set it like an error will be in green between 20 and 80 millipoints, and if it's 80 or more millipoints, it's red, it's a blunder. But you can change those. So if you're just starting, you want to focus on your big errors first, and then worry about these small things. So we'll just kind of skip over these ones
Sure.
that are small. And the 6-5, that was the right idea. Just bring it in. And the 4-1, yeah, you want it to unstack. Very good. And the 2-1, here it's slightly preferred doing this, which results in this position. That just prepares your board a little bit better, but no big
Yeah, I don't think
deal.
I saw that. I should have done that.
Yeah.
It's a better
And
move.
yeah, here it's slightly preferred making the 2-point, which results in this position rather than this position, because this is a very small difference, but the idea is actually important. If your opponent ever comes in on your board, if you get a shot, if they come in on the 1-point here, that's pretty good because they're blocked in. But if they come in on the 2-point, these two checkers on the 1-point aren't really doing much. So that's the idea behind that. But that's a small thing. Okay, there wasn't much you can do here. And that was it for this match. All right, here we go with the second 1-point match. Now you're starting with the 5-4.
Uh, I would go 13, 8, and 24, 20.
Very good. All right, and the 6-1 makes the bar point. Another
I ask
5.
a question about that.
Yes.
I often get torn between just going 24, 15. Sometimes I feel, I don't know, lucky or whatever. Was the first opening I did better?
Yeah, this is a little bit better. The opening plays are, I have a lot of videos on that. So you can look at that, but usually the splitting plays are better than running all the way. It's only with 6-4 where you go all the way to here. The advantage of that is it's a bigger racing number. You leave fewer shots, and also when you're on the 14-point and the 13-point, the checkers are 1 point apart. So you have new good rolls that are useful that would otherwise not be useful. For example, 5-4, 4-3, and 3-2, which would make the 9, 10, or 11 points respectively. If you run with here, the 15-point and the 13-point are 2 away from each other. Similarly, the 6 and the 8 are also 2 away from each other. So certain numbers that are productive are duplicated. For example, 4-2 can be used to make the 4-point or the 11-point. 5-3 can be used to make the 3-point or the 10-point. But when the checker's on the 14-point, you don't have that duplication. It's actually the reverse. It's diversification. So that's why this is better. You're also slotting the next a really good advanced anchor, and it provides good outfield coverage. So a lot of different things there.
Okay.
Uh, and then
Now
another 5-4.
that helps a lot. Now I would go 24, 20. I don't feel like I want to stack the 8, so I think I'm going to, it's so early, there's really nothing yet developed in your home board. I think I would go 8-3 and hope you don't get a 2.
Okay. 2-1. Got it. Okay, so now 4-2.
Let's see now. I think I'd come in with the 4 and go 13-11.
13-11. Okay. Let's see. 4-3 hits. Okay, now 4-2 again.
Certainly come in with the 4, and then 13-11.
Okay. Plays better this time. Okay, 6-4.
I'd make the 2 point.
The 2 point. Okay.
I'm a little torn on that, but
Right. It's okay. We'll see the analysis.
good.
6-1. So there's the 1.
Really not so much to choose from.
So
I
what
go
are the options?
37, then there's going to be more blots, so I guess I wouldn't do that. But so yeah, so we got to come in on the 1. So it's a question of the 6.
This one's tough.
Excuse me.
This one's tough.
Yeah, it looks like just about no matter what I do, you're gonna have lots of ways to hit me.
Right, right. Sometimes there's like none of the plays are good, but you have to select the one that's least bad. So
That,
in those cases, I just kind of look at all of the options. So in this case, you cannot move from the 24 or the 21. So you're either
right?
going to play off the 20, the 13, or the 8.
So if you
So
play off 20, then you have 2 direct hits that you could get me with, from the 12 to the 11 directly. And I guess if I didn't do that, I was also didn't think that it would be an especially good idea to break that anchor yet.
right, that's the other thing. So let's
Uh,
look at the
so I don't
second
think I
option.
would do that.
Here's the
And I
second
guess
option.
if there's that, and there's also the 8-2, because that would only leave 1 blot. So I'd rather leave 1 blot than 2, but I'm not sure what it does with the position.
Okay, we'll see in the analysis.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. 4-1 hits. Now 4-3.
Well, I'd come in with the 3 and go 13-9.
Okay. Hit another checker. 5-2 hits again. Okay, so now double 2. So there's the first one that's forced.
Uh, I just have to hit you, I think. So I'd go
Okay.
9-5.
2, 3. Okay, and the fourth one.
I guess 24-22.
Yeah, okay. Make a prime there. All right, 2-1. Double 5. Okay.
So I would do 6-1, and again,
Twice.
just so
Okay.
you can't come in and get me, and then 21-16 2 times.
Okay. Very good. Now 5-3. See, it came in and didn't hit. Okay. 5-2.
I think I would go 23-16.
Yeah, you can mobilize that checker. 6-5 brings 2 down. Now 4-3. Playing the drums there?
not on autopilot while I'm thinking.
You're a musician for the people that don't know.
Man, it doesn't. This is another situation where it doesn't seem like I have too many terrific options. So I think I would go 16-9.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at these kinds of positions, yeah. So I say like, okay, I'm not going to play off the inner board, right? So let's not look at that, right? If you're going to play, you can't play off the 22, so that we can ignore. So the 4 is going to be either off the 16 or off the 20. Well, here for sure, you don't want to abandon this anchor because you have this, what I call an avalanche of white checkers that are ready to kind of tumble on that point if you break it, right?
Yeah.
So so then the 4 must be here. Then the 3 is only reasonable there. So
So you can only get me. There's only one blot. You can only get me with a one.
yeah, and even if you're hit, you might be able to recirculate and maintain your timing. Okay, so 4-3 comes around. Now 5-3.
I think I got to get out of there sometime. So I would go 16-13 and 16-11.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's the same thing. You cannot move off of either of these. So, and you're not going to play here because then you don't have something good. And if you're going to break this, you might as well go out there. That doesn't serve any purpose.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, very good. So 4-1 plays behind. Okay, 6-1.
And I hear I'm a little torn whether I want to come off the 22 or I'm so far behind. I just feel like I like having those anchors there.
Right, right.
Oh, I think I would probably opt for 13-7 and the 11-10.
11-10. So I guess the idea is here you're waiting for a shot, right?
Yeah,
Back checkers. So in the meanwhile, you're trying to make a good offensive structure on your side, right?
that's what I was thinking. I
But
don't know
what
if it's.
about like just covering the 5 point with the 6? What do you think of that?
I think that's also. I didn't see it, but now that I do, I think it's a great option. But one of the things I like about the other move was that all three of my blots are can get in on one die, and
Right, they're builders, yeah.
I'm probably still going to be able to cover the 5 with those 3 builders. And I was just afraid to open up the 22, leave a blot on 22 and a blot on 16.
Yeah.
So that's what made me go with this. But the idea of making the golden point is also certainly terrific. And I guess if you made the golden point 11-5, you could still come down 13-12 and be so.
Yeah. This way you actually own the point rather than have it slotted, yeah.
It's
Okay.
probably better. In fairness, I'll stick with what I did and see how it
Okay.
serves.
You're always welcome to change your mind after consultation
Sure.
to you. So we'll go with this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the one you said is better.
We'll see in the analysis. Okay. Now 4-3.
And this is what I was hoping with these builders, so I can still build. I can still now make the golden point, and then the others can't move 3. So rather than having 2 on the 7, I'd try and just. I think I would go 7-4, and hope I can make that 4 point on the next roll.
Yeah, it starts the next point you want to make. So good. Okay, 4-1 plays behind.
And
Now
got the
6-1.
10 to 4,
Okay.
and then 2-1.
2-1, yeah. 5-4. All right, so now something's got to give.
Now I got to get out of there. So, six. Torn to whether I should break the goal, break the 20, or leave a blot on the 22 by moving off of that.
Do you want to look at the options?
Excuse me?
You want to look at the options, see how it looks?
Okay.
So let's look at like this one. If you do this, do you want to bring both out maybe? That's one
Yes.
option. Okay.
And if we didn't do that,
And come up here like that.
yeah. I feel like I'm kind of thinking so much always about not breaking that 20, but I think the breaking the 20 is probably better since I still have the 22.
Yeah,
But
you're behind 22 in the race also.
yeah, I wasn't so much doing this to race as that I just have to use the 6. And so then once I'm at that point of the 20's broken, now you can only hit me with a 1. So
Right. The idea, what I was saying is like if you're so far behind in the race, you want to try to maximize contact, which this does.
so which is maximizing contact more, keeping the
So,
20 or
well, I mean, here you don't have an anchor here, so that's less contact. But if you have the anchor here, now you have at least this that's blocking.
right? That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Right,
So
right, right. Okay.
and now I'm gonna just hope you don't get a 1.
So if you play like this and white rolls a 5-1, he's not going to hit. He's going to make the 5 point. So you're
Ah,
somewhat protected from some of the ones.
that's a great thought. I wouldn't have thought of that, but that's a now that you pointed out, that's a great thought. Yeah, so I would do this.
So we'll do this. Okay, very good. 6-4 clears that point. 6-1.
Well, I do not want to get hit, so I'm gonna go 16-10, and then 14-13.
Okay. 3-1. Now double 5. So you're behind by 29 in the race. So after this, it'll be 9.
Now or never, I think. So I would go 22-17, and then, oh, and again, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
would do 22-17, yes. I'd say 13-8 and 10-5, just to try and hang on to that, the 17 point.
Right, right. Okay. Very good. And now 5-1. Now 5-2.
So 8-3 and 5-3.
Yep. Very good.
And now I just love to hit you.
Right. Okay, so that didn't work, but let's see what happens in the race. So
So,
do
yes.
this and just continue. Okay, double 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3. 5, 3. So this part's simple. I'll just kind of play it for you.
Yeah, this is their
6-1. One of the things I'll tell you, like, you can make it automatically play the forced rolls, and
I'm
like
sorry, what did you say, Alex?
you can make it automatically play the forced rolls. And the other thing you can do is in the bear off, if you put the cursor over the bear off area and you double click it, if you can take 2 checkers off, one from each die, perfectly it will. In this case, it's a double 1, so it doesn't do that. So you'll do 1, 2, 3, and like this.
That's good to know.
All right, now we'll analyze the second one. This one was more interesting. So let's take a look. The 5-4 was, yeah, that was the right idea. This was not, this was a little bit off, but they're close. Okay. Now the second 5-4, it just wants the safe play here, which results in this position. Playing 8-3 kind of leaves a blot for no reason. And one of the things is like you'll notice that after this play, you're ahead by 11 pips. So if you're ahead in the race, you don't necessarily want to leave blots that may be hit.
Sure.
Okay. So,
Alex, in this, in
yeah,
terms of the XG, the you're using the one with the two plus signs, right?
correct. It's the plus plus. That's the highest level of analysis without doing a rollout. Are you familiar with the different levels?
A little bit. I've say we're, for example, now you're looking at the second move. I've done that and clicked on all of them to see how it changes, but
Right.
I haven't necessarily.
So for the viewers that are interested, so there's the 2-ply, then there's 3-ply, then this one is XG roller, then 4-ply, then XG roller plus and XG roller plus plus, and then this one's a rollout. So the differences are as follows. For those that may be familiar with chess, when you look one move ahead, that's called 1-ply. Two moves ahead, it's 2-ply, and so forth. And you can do that in backgammon too. So if you look one move ahead, you're looking at the opponent's next roll. And if you look two moves ahead, you're looking at the opponent's next roll plus your rolls after that.
Oh,
And then you can do 3-ply, an additional ply. And then what it does is you can also do what's called a rollout, which you can set it to play the game out many times, and then it'll see how many times it wins, how many times it loses, and so forth. And then when you do the XGR plus or the plus plus or just the XGR, it's basically a truncated rollout. So it rolls it out, but only going a few moves in advance. So
uh,
it's a higher level of analysis without actually doing a full rollout, which takes a long time. So the XGR plus plus is the highest level of analysis that you can get without doing a complete rollout, and it's relatively fast if you have a computer with decent speed. So that's what I recommend.
that's great. Yeah, and
Okay,
I didn't understand it quite that well. That makes it very much.
good.
Yeah,
It's good because
great.
if you have these questions, other people will have it too. So that was the 5-4, and then the 4-2. Here, the right idea is to actually hit here. When both sides have a 1-point board, you don't mind getting into a blot hitting exchange, especially at DMP, it's a 1-point match. The other benefit is you unstack the heavy 6-point, and you take away half the roll. Very good. Okay. The next 4-2, that was pretty straightforward. And then look at this. It liked 11-5-8-4. That resulted in this position.
That would scare me leaving two blots where you can get me off the bar, or if you get in, then you have a lot of options to. I don't think I follow quite why this would be better.
Yeah, this is quite complicated. So when you have two anchors, it's a back game, right? But you have to have a lot of timing. And then when you have a back game, you really need to play pure, meaning you have to make your points in order. So you can go like this, and like the idea is if you hit, you kind of want to get hit back so you can get the checkers recirculated. This is a very complex topic, but that's kind of like the brief version of it.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't have found that.
yeah, that's a hard one. And then so with this again, you want to play pure. That means you want all your checkers in the higher interboard points. When you dump one here, resulting in this position, now this is out of play. You're gonna run into trouble. It liked either coming out there or playing 13-7.
So they would break the 20,
Yep.
split the yeah that would have been something I would have that I was afraid to do.
Right.
Apparently, it's a better.
So one of the things is when you have a back game, it's not that important, and also in a 1-point match, You worry about these things normally because you can lose a gammon, but gammon losses are irrelevant in a 1 point match. So that's another thing to think about. Okay, so let's see what else.
Amazing how helpful this XG is. It's just
It
incredible.
is. It is. It
Absolutely
is.
incredible.
So the 4-3 was straightforward coming in and hitting, and the double two. This one's tough. What did it like? It like not hitting, just like that. But these are close. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about that one. Now the double five. Here, it's the same idea. You don't want the checkers on deep points, so it prefers coming 21 to 11 twice, resulting
Oh,
in this position. Yeah.
so I was just going under the. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, I was done.
I was going to say, I thought when I was down so many pips, I think I was at like 184. Uh, that
Yeah.
it's just better to be aggressive and trying to hit you. So
Well, it is, but then you're putting all these checkers out of play, and you have a limited army of 15 checkers, and now when you do that, you only have 10.
huh,
Now these five are out of play, and now
kind of
you have
waste.
10. Yeah, so it's going to be really hard to make a prime or attack or things like that. That's the idea. When you have a lot of checkers back, you want to avoid putting your checkers on deep homeboard points. Okay, so then the next one, in the interest of time, we'll move a little bit faster. This was straightforward coming out, and the 16-9 is what we discussed, and
Alex,
five.
one very quick XG question.
Yes, sir.
Between the black, red, and green arrows, are red a blunder?
Yeah, so that corresponds to the level of the error. So if it's an error between 20 and 100 millipoints, or 20 and 80 millipoints, it's green, and 80 or more, it's red. And you can change that. At DMP, the green gets a little bit lower. But yeah, it corresponds to the level of the error.
That's what
Um,
I thought. Just
yeah,
when
yeah. And then the 5-3 was abandoning that. And the 6-1, yeah, these were close, but it didn't really matter. Let's see, the 4-3 was just making that point. Let's see if there were interesting ones here. This is the one where you were correct to abandon the high anchor.
oh good,
Yeah, yeah. So we
I labored
discussed,
with that thought.
yeah. And here it actually liked leaving the shot because of the blot over here. It doesn't matter. Um, and then the double five. Ah, look at this. It prefers just keeping one. So you
Huh?
maintain the contact. And this is kind of like it's a blot, but it's also like a pseudo anchor. It's not two checkers, but the one checker kind of does the job of two checkers, and the rest you can bring in here closer to home. Interesting.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that now. Because if you got me on the hit me somehow on the 22, you'd have two blots in your home board where I could hit you when I come in, and I've got a
Right,
very
right.
strong board.
And you have a strong board. Yeah, good. Okay. So let's see what else we had. The 5-2 was just making that point, and the 6-2 was like that. And that was it for the match. Okay. So very good. Looks like we don't have time for another one, but those two are actually really good. What are your thoughts about those two matches, Pete?
Um, well, right in keeping with your opening idea and theme, it was fun and I did learn. So that's good because that's what you said we were trying to do. But beyond that, I just feel like mostly I got a little bit better with the analysis. I mean, the analysis really helps. And some aspects of XG I had been finding a little confusing. Some of that you cleared up, but I guess the matches I think I played probably better in the first one. The second one got
Yeah.
a lot more complicated.
Right, right, right. It's always hard
See,
when it's more
the second
complicated.
match had a lot of roles that could go a couple few different ways, and so it was more confusing, and I made more blunders. Uh,
Oh yeah, it's easy. I
so I
mean, when it's complicated,
guess
it's not easy to find the right place.
But I'll tell you, it was really fun to do.
Yeah, I
You
enjoy
can't
them.
help but learn. It seems
Yeah,
like you're playing and you're doing this analysis and you're playing, you just can't help but learn.
yeah. That's the whole idea. I tell people, when you do these, number one, it's fun. You're playing a game, it's fun. That's the whole idea. If it's not fun, then you shouldn't be playing it. So,
Yeah,
but that's the easy part. But the second thing is you learn. It's like when you're playing against someone on a board, you don't have the analysis in front of you. So it's much harder to learn. But when you do it against XG, you can learn immediately.
yeah. And it seems like it was helping me anyway from the level that I'm on to developing some things conceptually.
Yes, that's
Not
good. And
necessarily
also,
specifically, but a little bit, I feel development conceptually when I use that analysis.
yeah, that's good. And also like, the way to use XG and like what all the different icons mean and things like that. That's helpful.
Yeah. Um, it is probably in the help files and stuff, but I hadn't necessarily found some of a key that I felt for me was clear to really under. You cleared it up a lot.
Good, good. And I know there was some tutorials I showed you before. I think like Nick Blazer and Phil Simborg have really good ones. Uh, did you get
Yes.
a chance to watch some of that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, after you told me that on the phone, I went right to him.
yeah. Those are really good. They're really
Yeah.
good. Like I don't know that I have the patience to make such a video, but
We
some
have
of
the
the times
patience
like
for this.
when I'm doing like my own videos and I play, I like to show people how to use some of the more advanced tools like the dice distribution and things like that because that helps you learn too. But you have to have a basic understanding of how the software works before you move forward. So this was very useful. And it was very enjoyable for me too. Do you have any
Oh,
final
good.
comments before we conclude, Pete?
Uh, just to thank you for beyond giving me the opportunity. Thanks for just putting this out to the backgammon community. I mean, your videos and so forth. I watch, as far as I know, very close to all the ones you put on YouTube at some point,
Well,
and they're
thank you.
really great. And I think a lot of people in the backgammon community in general like them and benefit from them. So my final thought would just be to thank you for that,
Great, great. Thank you very
and of
much.
course for letting me be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for your kind comments. I appreciate that. It means a lot. You're always welcome to come back. I wish you much success in the North Jersey Backgammon Club, and maybe in the future you can get another member or two, and we can play like a doubles match. That's always fun.
Oh, that'd
Um,
be really cool.
yeah, we can certainly arrange that. Just
I'm
let me
sure I'll
know.
take you up on that.
All right, very good. So we'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to my good friend Pete Jarvis from the North Jersey Backgammon Club. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high quality content that you enjoy. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon, Back-End Strategies is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. Until then, keep rolling your dice.